In a quiet town lived two sisters named Eleanor and Charlotte. They were the daughters of the Thompson family, a modest and warm household, yet like any family, not immune to small daily quarrels. Eleanor, the older sister, was 17. She was diligent, responsible, but also stubborn and quick to feel jealous. Charlotte, her 15-year-old younger sister, was cheerful and gentle, though a bit spoiled and deeply protected by their parents, especially their mother. Their days were filled with petty squabbles, fighting over the TV, remote, messy rooms, or just battling for the bathroom in the morning. But behind it all, there was a love they hadn't yet realized. One day, Eleanor was chosen as the host for her school festival. She was thrilled and hoped both her parents would be there to witness her on stage. However, on the very same day, Charlotte was scheduled for an important interview for an international student exchange program. Charlotte herself wasn't too interested, but their parents strongly encouraged her. They saw it as a big opportunity for Charlotte's future, and so they decided to take her to the neighboring city for the interview, exactly on the day Eleanor was supposed to perform. "We know this is important to you, Eleanor, but this is a great chance for Charlotte," said their mother, trying to explain. Eleanor said nothing. Deep down, she felt disappointed and forgotten. On stage, she did her job well, but the sting of being overlooked dimmed her enthusiasm. When she got home, she burst with anger. "Of course Charlotte always comes first. Even when I just want to be supported once, she still takes the spotlight," Eleanor said bitterly. Charlotte, who had just returned and was exhausted from the long trip, snapped back. "I didn't even want to go to that interview. Mom and Dad made me. I only went because they expect too much. Do you think it's easy being me?" In a moment of fury and jealousy, Eleanor shouted, "If she weren't here, my life would be so much better." Hurt deeply, Charlotte thought to herself. "If I weren't in this family, maybe my sister wouldn't hate me so much." Days passed, and quietly, Charlotte began planning something. Eleanor's birthday was coming up next week. She thought of buying a gift, a gesture to mend their strained relationship. After school, Charlotte asked Ms. Helen, the canteen owner, to drive her to the shopping center. Without the permission of her parents, she bought a deep purple leather wallet, Eleanor's favorite color. But when it was time to return home, Miss Helen could no longer drive her back. Determined to show her independence, Charlotte decided to take public transportation also, hoping to prove she wasn't as helpless as everyone thought. Unfortunately, she boarded the wrong bus. It took her far out of town. Dusk approached, and her phone battery had died. Panic set in. She tried asking for directions, but her limited confidence and the unfamiliar surroundings only added to her confusion. Twilight fell slowly. Charlotte stood by the roadside, clutching her small bag, her eyes blankly watching cars pass by. Nothing looked familiar. No face looked kind. Her steps lost direction. She wandered down long sidewalks, through unknown alleys in a city she didn't know. Cold crept under her skin, into her bones, and deeper still, into her heart. She sat at a bus stop, then got up again. Walked aimlessly, then froze. She circled places without purpose. Tears blurred her vision. For the first time, she felt truly small, desperately alone and hollow. In silence, her mind drifted to her mother's nagging voice, her father humming while driving, and Eleanor, her annoying sister who, for some reason, now filled her heart with aching longing. Charlotte took a deep breath, staring at the darkened sky. She whispered, "I miss home. I was wrong. I want to go back." And that's when she saw a small roadside food stall still lit up. She walked in, hesitantly. Her stomach ached, not having eaten since noon. She ordered a bowl of instant noodles. Her eyes occasionally glanced toward the door, as if hoping someone from home would walk in to get her. The owner, a kind middle-aged woman named Ms. Yati, noticed Charlotte's anxiousness and how she kept fidgeting with her dead phone. After a while, Ms. Yati gently approached her. "Are you alone, dear? Where were you trying to go?" Charlotte lowered her head and nodded slightly. Her voice trembled. I got lost. I took the wrong bus." With a warm heart, Ms. Yati decided to help her. She brought Charlotte to the nearest police station. The officers calmed her down and let her rest in the warm waiting room. Since it was already late and too dark for a long journey, it was decided she would be taken home the next day after sunrise. Charlotte slept uneasily that night, curled up on a small couch the officers had offered. Her mind was filled with regret, but also hope. She imagined her mother's arms wrapping her tight, her father's deep voice choked with relief, and Eleanor's faces suddenly so precious. When Charlotte finally stepped into the house the next afternoon, she found her family waiting, eyes red from a sleepless night. Her mother embraced her tightly, weeping. Her father wiped away, silent, and Eleanor stood frozen, tears rolling down her cheeks. Charlotte admitted softly, "A few days ago, I said in my heart that I wished I weren't in this family, because I felt like my sister hated me. I'm sorry." Eleanor hugged her tightly. "I said something awful too, Cha. I said, if you weren't here, my life would be happier. But the truth is, I was shattered when you were gone. I'm so sorry." The two cried in each other's arms. In that moment, all the bitterness they had held onto melted away. From that day on, their relationship changed. They began to understand one another, to compromise, and to appreciate their differences. Of course, they still bickered over little things like borrowing clothes without asking or snacks that mysteriously vanished. But now, those fights no longer left scars. They were just colors that added warmth to their growing bond as sisters. And on Eleanor's desk sat a purple wallet, still empty. A gift from Charlotte forever, a reminder that love often hides behind anger, and that losing someone, even briefly, can open your eyes to how much they truly matter.